Inspiration sparks and raises our vibration, encouraging all of us to live our best lives. It is now my pleasure to welcome our speaker for this evening, Elaine Hager. Elaine will be serving Spirit and us with an inspirational reading and address this evening. Elaine is a graduate of the University of Metaphysical Sciences, where she earned a Master's of Divinity degree and a PhD in metaphysics. She currently serves as a trustee on the SCoA board. She is an ordained minister, a spiritual healer, and medium. She teaches spiritual philosophy and theology throughout the United States. Her life mission is to help others progress and help others who seek spiritual progress. A warm heart.
I think we hung a ringer in on everybody, right? Well, I hope that in the words that I share with you, you'll see that Bonnie is going to be with us anyway, and you'll understand a little bit more about that, a little bit more into what I have to say today. The reading that I chose today is something, it's an original, something that I wrote back in 2017, and it's called A Life Sublime. It starts out, I'm going to give you fair warning, it starts out by saying, can anybody hear me? So I know you can hear me, okay? Can anybody hear me? I'm a spirit now, living in the spirit world. It's not so different, a bit brighter perhaps. Had I known then what I know now, I wouldn't have been so lax. I would have had more fun and not cared so much about what others thought. I would have spoken soft words of love to those I cared about. Can they hear me now? Too much time was wasted. So much was lost. A hug, a kiss. Now I see how much I've missed. Can anyone hear me? Don't waste the time. I could have lived a life sublime. Instead, I shut so many out, unspoken words, as I went about the daily tasks that never ended, the best parts of me that I suspended. I wasted time. Now I regret that I was blind. I owe a debt. I wasn't mean, just didn't care. My work, my time, there was none to spare. Now here I am, beyond the veil. My life has barely left a trail. I could have done so much more if I had only opened up my door. Learn from me all that I missed. Don't just live to exist. Open your heart and share your love. Make this your vow to rise above the hurt and pain of earthly ways. Rise above the daily craze. Do not doubt these words I share. I speak from the heart. This I swear. Too soon life's over, and what's done is done. Can anyone hear me? Don't waste the time. I could have lived a life sublime. So here we are. It's a special privilege to be with you today because it's the first Harmony Harbor gathering in 2024. Bringing in a new year is a good time to reflect upon what's transpired in the year gone by, and an opportunity to look forward to the new days ahead with hope and enthusiasm and anticipation. A short while ago, something came across Facebook that's befitting to the year gone by and the year ahead. Some of you may have seen this before. I believe it has great value and is worth repeating. If you haven't seen it on Facebook, you're in for a treat. This is what was written. I almost hesitate to write this. There are those who will not understand this, and there are those who will not believe what I have to say. If I offend someone, that's not my intention. I look back on this past year and look to the challenges to get them resolved and out of the way, while I spend the majority of my reflection on the many blessings that's happened this year. While having this human experience, I don't believe I was ever promised that life would be without its challenges. To experience and learn more about those around me has been important. But I also learned many things about myself. In a way, I will miss 2023. Would there be some things I would do over? Not on your life. Each step of the journey has had meaning and value. Each year I see people posting how they can't wait until this year is to an end and that 2024 has got to be better. I learned something this year. Challenging events will not get better unless I do my part. I cannot wait until someone does it for me. It's my wish for the coming year that everyone find the blessings in all things. Sometimes it's hidden beneath all the layers of muck, but the blessing is there. If you don't look for it, you'll miss the value in it. For my Facebook family and friends, I wish you joy and abundance in the coming year. And this was written by Bonnie Crozier. Thank you for that, Bonnie. Thank you. The cycle of a new year can have many different meanings for people. For some, it's the comfort of being able to live another year with the same established routines, living a life that's structured, one that provides a sense of being safe and secure. For others, it represents a time to explore new adventures by living life spontaneously without much planning, routine, or borders. And then there's everything in between, perhaps a mix of both. The options that are available on how to choose to live are infinite. How you live your life is defined by your approach, and your approach is defined in part by the environment and the perceptions of your life's experiences. That's what forms your overall attitude. Your attitude determines whether you view your glass half empty or half full. I've never met anyone who's led a life without challenges. It's been said that the past can never be rewritten. I respectfully disagree, because the past only exists through the mind and imagination of the interpreter. What happened can't be changed, but what can be changed is the way the circumstance is viewed. When the past is viewed differently, It affects one's attitude toward it. How the past is viewed then becomes changed in one's thoughts. And isn't thought or memory the only place that the past exists? I want to share a story with you. It's a story that over the course of time has touched me deeply many different times. And it touches me this way today. It's inspired by Richard Bach's book, There's No Such Place as Far Away. I started my journey in the heart of the hummingbird when I was invited to a New Year party by my best friend. Thank you for inviting me to your party, my friend. Your house is 1,000 miles from mine, and I travel only for the best of reasons. A party with you is the best, and I'm eager to see you and be with you. The hummingbird and I met a long time ago. She seemed puzzled when I spoke to her about going to my best friend's party. Hummingbird said, I understand very little of what you say, but least of all do I understand that you are going to a party. Of course, I said. What's so hard to understand about that? When Hummingbird and I arrived at Owl's home, she said to me, can miles truly separate us from friends? If you want to be with your best friend, aren't you already there? I spoke to Owl, and I said, my best friend is having a party, and I'm going. It seems strange to explain it like that after talking to Hummingbird. We flew together in silence until we reached the home of Eagle. And then it was then that Owl said to me, very little do I understand about what you say, but least of all do I understand that you call your friend best. Of course she is best. She is not like any other I have known, and that makes her best. Hal said, think about that. Eagle, I said, I am going to a party, and I will be with my best friend. It felt strange to say going and best after talking with Hummingbird and Owl. Eagle was silent for a while, and then she said, I understand very little about what you say, but least of all do I understand the word party. Of course, party. It is a celebration of the beginning of a new year. What's so hard to understand about that? Eagle replied, a party? Isn't each moment a party to be celebrated? I left Eagle and went to Hawk to explain. I'm going to a New Year party to be with my best friend. It felt strange to use the words going and best and party after speaking with Hummingbird, Owl, and Eagle, but I said it that way so Hawk would understand. Hawk was silent as we drifted together upon the air currents. At last we landed upon a lonely beach and met with Seagull. Hawk dipped her wings as she was leaving and said, I understand very little of what you say, but least of all do I understand new. Of course, new. What's so hard to understand about that? With that, Hawk circled one last time. As she lifted into the air, she said, It has always been, and it began before time ever was. Standing alone with Seagull, who I knew was very wise, I chose my words carefully so that when I spoke, she would know I had been learning. Seagull, why do you fly with me to see my best friend when you know in truth that I am already with her? Seagull said, Because the important thing is for you to know the truth. We will fly together until you truly understand it, until you know it. Until you truly understand it, you can only show it in smaller ways and with outside help from things like machines and people and birds. But remember that not being known doesn't stop the truth from being the truth. And Seagull was gone. I opened my eyes when the meditation ended. Now it's time for us to celebrate together. Gifts of tin and glass were out in a day, and they're gone forever. But I have a better gift for you. I bring you a ring that sparkles with a special light, and it can't be taken away by anyone. It cannot be destroyed. You are the only one in the whole world who can see the ring that I give you, just as I was the only one who could see it when it was mine. This ring gives you new power. Wearing it, you can lift yourself to touch the wind. You can know the joy of going way up high above the world and all its cares, and you can stay as long as you want. When you feel like coming down again, your questions will have answers and your worries will have gone. As anything that can't be touched with the hand or seen with the eye, your gift grows more powerful as you use it. At first, you might only be able to use it when you're outdoors, immersed and inspired by nature. But later on, if you use it well, it will work with what the eyes don't see. Then you'll fly above the clouds, and when that day comes, you must give your gift to someone else you know who will use it well, who can learn that the only things that matter are those made of truth and joy and not of tin and glass. In truth, there is no new year because time is eternal. You are not a child of the people. You are spirit adventurers on a bright journey to understand the things that are. This ring is a gift I bring to you for your happiness. We have met across forever, and we'll meet again every now and then when we wish, in the midst of the one celebration that can never end. It is the one that stands steadfast within the heart of the hummingbird. It has no beginning and it has no end. I call this celebration love. Perhaps now you've come to realize that the ring I bring is the circle of life. The situations and circumstances that come into your life, be they for a moment or a lifetime, need the special ring that only you can offer. It is your gift to the world. It resides deep within you as an illumination that only you can bring forward at will. Don't waste the opportunities that come before you to share your gift. Let its brilliance be known now, because now is the only moment where it can shine, not in the yesterdays and not in the tomorrows. There are no miles, nor hours, nor places that can separate you from the people, circumstances, or situations that you need to grow in order for you to be closer to your Creator. And your journey began just like mine, in the heart of the hummingbird, when the faintest sound of her heartbeat first touched your soul. Thank you, and Spirit, for allowing me to serve.